Hello and welcome back, and I'm back in the store with Fadi, and we got a bunch of watches to show you guys today. 3 videos about 3 new releases that we're gonna be showing you.
And we got the Seiko limited edition. This is new also, it just got released.
Yeah, so this is the Seiko 60th anniversary limited edition SPB 511. It is kind of like the older 62MAS that I have right here. I'm going to be showing you guys all of them on the screen. The key feature with this watch is that you have an amazing wave dial, kind of like an Omega Seamaster a little bit, and also Seiko's new on-the-fly adjustment clasp. I'm going to be showing you guys, they finally added this clasp. I know you guys have been complaining about the lack of this on-the-fly adjustment clasp. Finally here on this Seiko model.
And these are the 300 meters new movement.
Yes. Compared to the older models, this is 300 meters. It has a little bit more power reserve. They moved the date window to 430. And I think it's a lot more classy, a lot more
beautiful watch
compared to the
beautiful
older ones.
Watch.
Yeah.
It's a dressy, sporty diver watch. It's also hugs the hand. You can wear it. Look how it sits on the hand.
Yeah.
You have a small hand, big hand, it sits beautifully anyhow you wear it.
Yeah. And they updated the bracelet. I'm going to show you guys mine compared to this. The links are a bit smaller, so that helped with the wearability of the watch. So let's flip the camera and take a look at these 3 watches. We have the 143, which is the older model with this nice gray sunburst dial. I've made a full review of this watch if you are interested in it. And then we have the 451, which is this blue dial, newer case shape model that we have available right now in store. And of course, we have the 511 white wave dial limited edition, 60th anniversary limited edition with the on-the-fly adjustment clasp. So in terms of dimensions, both watches wear very similar on the wrist. Just the newer series is a little bit more compact. I'm going to be putting up the dimensions here up on the screen. We have the older 143 series with a 40.5 millimeters case diameter, 47.6 millimeter in terms of lug to lug, and a 13.2 millimeter in terms of thickness. The newer case shape is a little bit more compact, 40 millimeter diameter, 46.4 millimeters in terms of lug to lug, and a 13 millimeters in terms of thickness. I'm going to be putting up both dimensions with the differentials up on the screen. As you can see, the newer series is a little bit more compact, but not by a lot, only by like 1 millimeter or like 0.2 millimeters in terms of like thickness, for example. So it's not that big of a difference between these two. These dimensions are pretty much like the Goldilocks zones for most wrists out there, like around 40 millimeter case, around 47 millimeters in terms of lug to lug distance, and 13 millimeters in terms of thickness, and with a 20 millimeter lug width. Universally well-fitting dimensions for most wrists out there. They made things a little bit more refined with the newer case because it's more compact. The bracelet links are a lot smaller compared to the older ones, so the bracelet is a lot more flowy. The clasp is smaller as well. Only 2 positions of micro adjust though, but because of those smaller links on the bracelet, it will help you get the better fit. The older bracelet has bigger links. That's why you need 4 positions of micro adjust in order to help you find the perfect fit. And just by trying both of them on, the older ones feel a little bit more chunky, a little bit more, substantial, whereas the newer ones, they feel more elegant, a little bit more flowy in terms of the bracelet, and just, overall more refined compared to the older ones. Now, in terms of specifications, they're not that big of a difference. We have an extra 100 meter water resistance for the newer models. Both watches have sapphire crystals with inner AR coating. In terms of the movement, the only difference is that the newer movement has 2 additional hours of power reserve. And now we finally have a on-the-fly adjustment clasp on a Seiko Prospex diver. Although only available on the limited editions for now, I believe they're probably gonna release this clasp on their more, mainstream dive watches in the future. At least I hope so. Right now, it is only available on this watch, the 511 limited edition, as well as the GMT diver. We just received them, but I didn't have the time to make a video about it yet, so subscribe if you want to see that video coming. That also has the on-the-fly adjustment clasp. So yeah, very nice on-the-fly adjustment clasp. I'm going to be showing you guys compared to the 143 clasp up on the screen. Definitely more refined. You get a lot of play right here with the on-the-fly adjustment. So if your wrist swells or shrinks during the day, you can, on-the-fly adjust your bracelet with Seiko. And then we have the controversial moving of the date window from the 3 o'clock to the 4:30 o'clock. Some people prefer it at 3, some people prefer it at 4:30. I personally think that the date wheel at the 4:30 kind of melts it into the dial where you don't see it unless if you're looking for it. Whereas for the 3 o'clock, yes, it's there, but I think it's a lot more legible than the one at the 430. So, you know, there's pros and cons to both. So now let's answer the question, which one of these three watches should you get? Should you get the limited edition? Should you get the newer case shape, but the regular version? Or should you get the older 143 series? I think you can't go wrong no matter which one you choose. If the underfly adjustment class means a lot to you, then definitely get the limited edition. Also, you get that, you know, limited edition as well with this very interesting wave dial. If you're trying to decide between the older case shape and a newer case shape, I prefer the newer ones a little bit more because the case shape is a little bit more compact. The bracelet links are smaller, so wears less heavy on the wrist. But that's because I have a 6.5 inch or 17 centimeter wrist, which is on the smaller side. If you're a bigger dude, you might prefer the older model because it wears a little bit more heavier and bigger. So I hope this video was able to answer your questions regarding these three watches. Do not hesitate to subscribe for more videos. I'm gonna be making another video about that limited edition GMT very soon. And if you have time, I shot 2 other videos that day. We have the PRX Robot Special Edition, as well as the Multiford Chronograph Skeleton Edition. So thank you very much for watching, and I'm gonna pass the microphone back to myself via the magic of video editing. All right, so thank you very much for watching, and if you want any of these watches, you can just follow the link down in the description section below to our website. If you have any questions, you can use the chat bubble on our website to ask us questions for availability and pricing information.
Thank you. Have a great day.